Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
We are inching closer and closer to that back to school Monday, or Tuesday in this case, because of the holiday Monday. Sure going to feel like a Monday though, with the way it's going to be a rush. Josh Ryan, Abby St. John, one more evening of primetime local news for you coming up. And yeah, the kind of rush to get to the store and buy those last minute supplies. If you look outside, it hasn't really slowed down so far.
Oh, definitely not, and I don't think it will until, school starts, and even after a while. Once we get into school, parents will still be going out and getting what they need, saying, oh, they forgot, that kind of stuff.
Indeed, indeed. Eric Bay wasn't going back to school, but he was out on location, and we'll head to him now.
Thanks, guys. Well, if you're from Bonnyville and area, then you've obviously heard of Jenny's Diner and Bakery. And today we've made the trek up north here to check it out as they are entered in Canada's Sweetest Bakery contest. So we're going to be getting all the details on the contest, how you can help out support. They are doing pretty well right now, but they still do need your support and votes. So we'll be talking a little bit about the bakery itself and then again how you can get out and support. But before we get to that, we're going to head back to the studio and Abby will take a look at your local news.
Thanks, Eric. Well, with the increase of drug use and overdose in the city, the RCMP are hoping to save lives by having the drug users step in to help each other through the Good Samaritan Drug Act. The Good Samaritan Drug Act was introduced in 2017 by the Alberta government to help prevent overdoses by protecting the people who call for help, even if they may be in possession of drugs.
It'll protect you from basic possession. So if you are smoking a little bit of meth with your friend and your friend overdoses on that substance, and the police arrive, we're not going to arrest you for that simple possession. It won't protect you from trafficking. So if we come on scene and there's a lot that's more than personal possession, yeah, that might be a different conversation.
Hagel says since the introduction of the act, more calls have come in regarding overdoses, but wants to remind people that if they see someone overdosing, don't hesitate to make the call. It could save a life.
A lot of people fear calling the ambulance or the police if someone's overdosing. When seconds count, the police are available. We are trained to use naloxone, and we are trained to use some medications to hopefully stem that overdose.
Hagel also mentions that if someone has an outstanding warrant when they call the police, the act will not protect you from it, only simple possession. Getting to gaze at the stars has an increasingly short window with September around the corner, but photography enthusiasts have the chance to capture a clear picture of the summer night sky this evening. A group led by Jason Whiting of Videer Images is meeting tonight at 10:30 at the Service Sports Center before heading outside city limits. There, participants will get a unique view of the Milky Way while learning some tricks about how to take pictures at night.
It's challenging. It's in the middle of the night when you'd rather be in bed. It's also a little bit challenging on the technical side of things in order to know when to capture it, when the skies are darkest, and where to be to capture it outside of the city limits.
This week offers an ideal window of visibility.
Both the moon and the sun are actually beyond the horizon, so it actually provides a really nice dark sky opportunity to shoot stars and the Milky Way.
Weather permitting, Whiting may continue throughout the week.
I may go again. We may go again. Thursday, Friday, even this weekend is a good opportunity to capture a night sky shot.
If you're interested in joining the group this evening, message Videer Images on Facebook. And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at Jenny's Diner and Bakery talking about Canada's Sweetest Bakery contest, and Jenny Hamel joins me now. So first off, it's a pretty unique restaurant chef here. So can you tell us kind of where the idea came from to set it up like this?
This started back about 7-8 years ago when we were in the midst of retiring. We started traveling quite a bit down to the U.S. and just loved the diners down there, right? It's just a fun concept. So when we came back here and we said, let's do this. I wanted to build a bakery, and from the bakery it just grew into the restaurant, and we thought, this would be the neatest design, 50s diner, that whole retro era. It's just a fun era, and yeah, that's how we built it. That's why we built it.
No, very cool for sure. Now you mentioned you got the restaurant and the bakery on top of that. So what do you guys kind of offer here for customers?
So in the bakery end of it, we mainly do cupcakes as our kind of our signature, and then we do cake balls, pies, bars, squares. Of course, I do the custom cakes. That's something we started doing, and we run with that. And then the diner, for the menuing in the diner, it's a little different. We're burgers and hot dogs. We do the foot-long hot dog, and then everything we do here is kind of unique. Like this week we did like the dirty dog. So it was a pancake with a hot dog, chili, coleslaw, all that stuff on top of it. So just unique food. We got some traditional stuff, where you're bacon, ace, mushroom burger, but you want something unique, you're going to come here.
All right, thank you for this. We're going to have some more back here as we continue to mention Canada's Sweetest Bakery, the contest that Jenny's Diner is entered in. But before we get to that, we're going to head back into the studio.
Sounds like there's lots of sweets to enjoy there. A little bit to enjoy in terms of the weather conditions. 16 degrees, not the ideal temperature for this time of the year, but certainly better than what we've had throughout most of the summer. Still a fair amount of cloud cover mixing in with that sun, and that temperature will drop a little bit in the next couple of hours. 31 and 3 are your records. The wind, as we said yesterday, there should be some strong gusts coming out of the northwest. And indeed, our average speed right now is about 30 to 35 kilometers. That should continue on for at least another half hour or so. Satellite and radar mostly showing clear skies. As you can see, a little bit of cloud cover making its way through Vegreville, Marwayne, and there could be some more developing much later in the evening, but from around 10 to 1 o'clock in the morning, it should be relatively clear. Hence why those people are going off to shoot the Milky Way later on. 16 degrees dropping to 7 overnight with a high of 17 tomorrow. North Battleford, it will have a high of 19 tomorrow, also a slight increase from their current temperature. Cold Lake sitting at 15 degrees, Wainwright at 18, and Bonnyville, which is experiencing a little bit of rain at the moment, sitting at 15 degrees, a low of 7 overnight. They're bouncing right back into 18 degrees as well tomorrow. A fair amount of clear skies for several communities, though still a mix of clouds coming through the border city area. Again, a low of 7 expected Thursday night, and that will continue on through the rest of the 3-day forecast. 17 on Friday and a chance of rain there, looking a little cloudier than we were thinking earlier in the week. Then 18 and a low of 7 on Saturday. Again, cloudy conditions and a chance of some rainfall as well. That's been your 3-day forecast.
Welcome back. Well, a new report says Canada's agricultural industry could generate an additional $11 billion for the country's gross domestic product annually by 2030 if the government invests in people and technology. John Stackhouse, Senior Vice President at RBC and contributor to the report, says the demand for food is growing significantly and it's going to be massive in the 2020s. The report says that by 2030, there will be 835 million more people to feed around the world, including 4 million in Canada. It adds that new trade agreements with Europe, Asia, and the U.S. should improve Canada's access to these markets. Yet the country's agricultural output has stalled in recent years as the use of technology hasn't kept pace with other applications in other countries. Canada's global share of exports has decreased to 3.9% from 4.9% in 2000. And now we're going to take a look at your egg prices.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Centre Auto Body.
AJHL action is coming back with a bang as the Border City will host the reigning North champions, the Spruce Grove Saints, tonight. Last year, the Saints took the season series 6-0 over the Bobcats. This may be the case, but head coach Nigel Dubé isn't focusing on the negatives.
For our guys, it's getting after. We picked one of the top ones, and we'll see where we stack.
The The Saints will come prepared, having played 2 games already this preseason. The Saints beat the Drayton Valley Thunder in split squad games, taking both games with scores of 4-0 and 6-5. Both teams are expected to dress younger lineups, testing the waters with some of the young guns.
Well, I think for some of our guys, through transactions that we picked up over the summer, and young guys just get their feet wet. Be the first time for a lot of them playing in our rink, and getting back into a game where you're not going against the guys that you've been competing against all week. So
tonight's game will take place at 7:30. The Bobcats also have an exhibition game next week in Spruce Grove, North Battleford, then finishing it off at the Civic Center September 7th. American soccer star Carly Lloyd says she is seriously considering a future kicking for the NFL after receiving several job offers from the teams in the league. The job prospects come after the 2-time FIFA Women's World Champion and 2-time Olympic gold medalist nailed a 55-yard field goal at a Philadelphia Eagles practice last week. Lloyd was offered a chance to participate with 2 different teams in NFL preseason games this week, but turned them down because of Team USA soccer game on Thursday. Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at Jenny's Diner and Bakery, and they are entered in Canada's Sweetest Bakery Contest, and Jenny Hamel joins me once again. So can you give us a little background onto that contest and what exactly it is?
Like I said, this is the 3rd year we've been entered in it. The nice thing about this year is that they went digital, so we can actually see where we're placing. You can vote online and by texting. So it just gives us a better presence, I guess, and we can promote a little more on Facebook and Instagram and that, and get people aware of the contest and that we're here, that we're this bakery, and it's neat to be nominated. It's kind of a nice thing, like I said, just to get on the map. But we're hoping to win, so we're hoping to get those votes in. We're 2nd right now in Alberta. We were 1st, but we've been bumped by a bakery in Calgary. So, like I said, we're hoping to get the votes in this next 4 weeks. We're done September 30th. It's done.
And now you mentioned that you guys are 2nd there in the category, just behind a fairly larger there center from Calgary. So what's it like to have that support, even from a smaller community, and seeing that support there in the contest?
It's amazing, right? We've had quite a few people come in and be like, we vote every day, and I've got a couple of senior ladies, the Red Hat ladies from St. Paul, that, they're voting. They come in and they let me know that, they love coming here and they love getting bakery stuff. So, it's nice that I'm doing something for the community, and it makes me feel good.
And now just real quick too, you mentioned that doing that great for the community. So what's it kind of like, to have become a staple here in Bonnyville and the area with your restaurant and the theme and all that?
It's been huge, right? That's a huge milestone. We just celebrated 5 years, so to know that the community supports us, and I like to think that we give back as much to the community because of that. We love Bonnyville. We've been here for a long time, and we plan on staying here, and hopefully this just keeps on going, and we can make it that icon, in 50 years, that you can come to Jenny's Diner still.
That'd be awesome for sure. Thank you for this. We're going to have some more from back here again at Jenny's Diner. But before we get to that, we're going to head back into the studio.
Thanks again. You can see next 24 hours, things will cool down a little bit overnight into the low 10s, or just below the low 10s actually, then back up to 16 degrees. Generally warm still in the Alberta area, though a little bit below seasonal averages, as you're usually getting around 21 degrees this time of the year. Next 24 hours, relatively clear all through the evening. Certainly if you go to the northwest side of the map there, you can see a little bit more cloud cover, as well as a low front making its way, or cold front rather, making its way through northeastern Saskatchewan. A little bit of cloud starting to creep in by about 5 p.m. tomorrow, so things won't be quite as clear around tomorrow's cast. Net current temperatures you can see here on the Sask side, Prince Albert and Melfort at 18 and 21 degrees, Saskatoon at 20. Similar temperatures out in Alberta, 21 in Jasper, 17 in Edson, 18 in Edmonton, and 19 in Calgary. Further into our region, 16 in Vermilion, 17 out in Vegreville, St. Paul at 16, and then 15 through most of the Lakeland region. Just a hint warmer down south. You see Provost and Macklin at 18 and 19. And again, back to the Sask side, 15 in both Green Lake and in Meadow Lake, 14 in St. Walburg, and 17 in both Maidstone and North Battleford, which will cool down pretty drastically starting around 7 p.m., a low of 7 overnight, then 19 for tomorrow's high, wind shifting to the northwest by then, and certainly a little less stringent than the 42-kilometer winds they are seeing at the moment. That is blistery indeed. Similarly strong winds in Cold Lake, though not quite as extreme, 15 the current temperature there. A low of 7 once again, and then a high of 18 expected tomorrow. There are some sunny periods, but also a chance of some rain as well. Then 16 degrees in Lloydminster, dropping down 9 degrees, and then jumping back up another 10 to 17 tomorrow. Northwest winds, again, pretty strong at the moment. You're getting some of those 35, 36 kilometer gusts. That will slowly taper off around 7, 8, 9 p.m., expecting still double-digit wind speeds overnight, then a little bit calmer tomorrow, around 10 or 11 kilometers throughout most of the day. 17 and 7 repeating temperatures on Friday, and then a lot of lows of 7s actually heading in through to Monday. 18 degrees on Saturday, both Friday and Saturday, more than a 50% chance of precipitation there. 17 again on Sunday, 16 on Monday, then a little bit warmer Tuesday, Wednesday at 18 degrees each. The lows as well jumping up closer to the seasonal average for this time of the year. Wind starting again in the northwest will continue on through to tomorrow, shifting to the south for a couple days, and it'll eventually make its way back to the northwest by Monday before shifting to the southeast on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's been your 7-day forecast. We'll have one more look later on for you this evening, but first, these short messages.
Once again, we are back here at Jenny's Diner and Bakery in Bonnyville talking Canada's Sweetest Bakery Contest, and Jenny Hamel joins you once again. And now we did mention you guys are second in the Alberta category for cupcakes. So can you tell us a little bit about what does go into your cupcakes here and what makes them so good?
Our cupcakes are baked every day in-house. So I know exactly what goes into every cupcake. So if you have an allergy, we can definitely narrow that down and tell you, hey, you know, I'm allergic to this, well then don't eat this cupcake, and things like that. We do also do the vegan and gluten-free cupcakes. So for the people that do have those allergies, so if you have a milk allergy, you know, that vegan cupcake's the way you want to go. We do that with a few of our pieces, and then, yeah, you just got to come in and ask the girls, and they can definitely point that out. So that's kind of something that we can give back to the public.
And now, once again, we did mention people have until September 30th to come out and vote and support you guys. Got to bump you up to that first spot. So how can people do that?
So like I said, they can text the SBC 5034, 5034, to 393939, and then they can vote online. So go to sweetestbakeryincanada.com and type in Jenny's Diner and it comes up. Or you can go to our Facebook page. It's on there. You just got to click on the link and it takes you straight to the voting as well. So.
And now we also did mention too, this is your third year as part of the contest. So have you maybe seen an uptick in customers or people who've heard more about you from this contest coming through here these last few years?
We definitely have more people are aware of the contest, which is nice. So and which means they're voting. Like I said, it went digital this year, so it definitely gives us a better presence, and we can push it out there a little more and get people knowing that, hey, we're a bakery. This is what we do, and come in and see us. So we definitely have seen a little bit more of the people coming in.
All right, thank you for this. We're going to have some more from back here once again at Jenny's Diner, continuing to mention Canada's Sweetest Bakery Contest. Still have a month left to vote and support. So we're going to have some more from back here. But before we get to that, we're going to head back into the studio.
So for a lot of folks, our question of the day hit home. What subject did you struggle most with? And I'm not really shocked by this. Math and algebra popped up quite a bit.
Yeah, I was definitely not a good math student, but science is where I've always struggled with. I had to retake Science 10 in summer school, and I just have never been good at it from even grade school.
And really everyone does have one subject they struggled with, because not all of them said math. Some people were saying geometry, though there's some offsets using math, obviously. Some people were saying history wasn't great for them, social studies, but you know, French language, those who are in French immersion. Yeah. But it does seem like on average, a lot of people really struggle with numbers.
Yeah, and I guess just remembering all the different equations and the way the questions are worded on certain tests, you have to figure out what equation to use, and sometimes that definitely tripped me up a lot, understanding, okay, do I use this one, or this one, or this one? Like, it's just, and where the numbers go in the equation also was just ridiculous.
That's obviously been a complaint for many years with public education is you shouldn't have to figure out what the question means rather than the problem the question gives you.
Exactly, because math isn't really in-depth thinking, it's just numbers. Whereas in like English class, you're thinking about the in-depth, you want to know the meaning. Knowing the meaning behind a math question, it's not very useful.
Not indeed at all. What is useful is looking at a picture of a cute animal. Whether you agree with that statement or not, I'm going to submit its fact. And we'll start with Macy, submitted by Haley.
Very, very adorable, warming my heart, just super cute.
Well, prepare for your heart to get warmed even more. Here's Luna.
Just adorable with the slightest little head tilt, just so cute.
Perfected by the species of dog. Cats have perfected the art of turning their head upside down.
Yes, super gorgeous cat. I love the colors that she has in her fur, just super pretty.
And Spud and Bandit are enjoying the outdoors as well.
Yes, they seem to enjoy playing outdoors, and the grass is beautifully green for them to play on. Very cute.
Unfortunately, we only have a few more weeks of those green grasses, but Trina is our last pet.
Just super cute, enjoying a nice nap. Very adorable.
And remember, folks, as long as you submit the name with the picture, you can win a free gift card.
We want to see your pet. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Today I'm joined here with Danielle Neuron. She is a dance director for Studio Encore, and today we're going to be talking about their new up-and-coming Golden Girls Tap class that they're offering new this year. So can you just tell me a little bit about what this dance class is?
Well, my mom is the owner of Studio Encore, and she has come to an age where she really wants to find a social group, but her main focus, like her main passion, is dance. So she thought it'd be really fun to encourage the 50+ age to come together to join TAP and just get healthy, and also from there create friendships and a social group.
And some dance classes can be quite, vigorous and hard. What is this kind of skill level ranged for?
So this is for beginners, and it's just a slow pace and really good for coordination, and we just thought it would be a really good way for them to work on dance but socialize at the same time.
So they don't have to ever have had to take a dance class before. All they have to do is just show up and dance.
Yeah, they can come sign up. They don't need any experience, and this way they can learn some tap, try something new, and make some friends.
And what can people expect when they sign up and join the class?
So just a weekly class where they all join and they learn tap from one of our teachers, Ms. Shanna. She's a certified tap teacher, so she'll work through the basics and kind of put some combinations together for everybody to learn. And then hopefully out of that, they can create a little bit of a social club, and they can meet together outside of dance class as well.
And why was tap chosen for the dance opposed to maybe ballet or contemporary or anything like that?
I think we chose tap because it's a good discipline for everybody. It also, the coordination that it takes, which we thought would be really good for 50+, and we thought it would just be fun for everybody to do, and it doesn't require flexibility, it doesn't require a lot of endurance, so we thought it would be the perfect choice for 50+.
And this is the first year that you're offering this class. Have you already received some interest already?
Yeah, we've actually had a lot of interest, which has been so nice, because the reason we called it Golden Girls is because that TV show is just 5 women with completely different personalities who just love getting along. So we thought that was the perfect name because everybody can join it. So it's been a really good turnout, and we're really excited about it. And my mom's really excited about it because she's joining it too. So Yeah.
And when does registration and classes start for that?
So our registration is September 4th, 5th, and 6th. You can email us at diane@studioencore.ca if you would like any information, and it will start the 3rd week of September.
And what do people have to be prepared with prior to coming to the class?
Just comfortable clothes, and we can help them find some tap shoes.
And really quickly, before we wrap up, if anyone has any questions regarding registration or the class in general to get a little bit more of an idea, how can they do so?
You can find us on Facebook at Studio Encore Dance Center. You could also email diane@studioencore.ca, and we can help with any questions.
Okay, well, perfect. Thank you so much for coming in and explaining this wonderful dance opportunity.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's Justin Marshall from Cool 101.3 in Bonnyville and Boom 95.3 here in Cold Lake. And here's what's happening around the Lakeland. Well, coming up on Friday and Saturday, it's the first annual Feast at the Beach. Cold Lake Chamber putting it on. MJ's Mini Donuts in behind me. One of the many food trucks at the event. Ryan from the Chamber joins me. Tons of food trucks, eh?
Yeah, so MJ is serving up awesome mini donuts and some assorted burgers and things. We have all of our local ones, and then we have some coming from Edmonton as well. And they're going to be serving up some gourmet hot dogs and poutine and Argentinian food. So there's a bunch of different cuisines. You know, come on down, try as many as you can. They're all going to be awesome. We're really looking forward to it.
You can get more information on the event, boom953.ca. And Ryan, the best part about it, it is FREE.
It is, yeah. So it's free admission. We wanted it open to anyone who can make it down here. You know, set up your chairs, set up your blankets, enjoy the music, enjoy the food, hang out, celebrate the last weekend of summer.
And the best part, too, parking sucks down here in the area. So you were actually busing everybody from the Energy Center.
Yeah, so we did arrange, sponsored by Cold Lake Bus Lines. They're going to be running a shuttle every 30 minutes from the Energy Center parking lot to the beach here, just to help alleviate some of those parking. So if that's something that people are interested in, park at the Energy Center. There'll be lots of signage there, and then come on down.
Ryan, I can't wait for this event. Friday and Saturday. Appreciate your time, man.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 10 on Friday and 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday.
And if you have an event you would like to feature on What's Happening, shoot me an email, jmarshall@stingray.com.
We're talking temporary foreign workers today with Sydney Palmer, president of CLS Consulting Limited. Sydney, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Judy.
So let's begin with this temporary foreign workers program. What is that all about?
Well, temporary foreign worker basically means people come in on a work permit and hopefully they qualify for permanent residence. Most companies bringing people in don't want them to go home. If they qualify as a skilled worker or get upgraded to a skilled position, then they get to stay.
They get to stay. And that's a lot of people question about whether or not they want to stay, and they leave, they send money home. But you've done quite a lot with them, and you've had a lot of people stick around and stay in Lloyd.
We brought in over 5,000 people now since we started, and as far as I know, we've only had over four go home, and that was one couldn't stand the winter and 3 didn't pass a medical.
Wow.
So other than that, when we interview in these countries knowing that they want to stay.
They want to stay and bringing their families. I mean, we are a multicultural Canada in a way, right? So it's nice to have them come here.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people that complain about them taking their jobs. I mean, we need to talk about that because still skilled workers are needed. Obviously, they bring the economy up, but at the same time, people complain about the fact that they're losing their jobs. What is all that about?
That's an interesting, and I run into it all the time, and most of the cases where people are afraid of people taking their job, they're misinformed.
Yeah.
And companies are hiring foreign workers, not because they want a foreign worker. They just can't find the people they want here. And what most people don't realize, when you see a foreigner standing behind a desk, somebody's paid probably $3,500 to $4,000 to get them here per person. So foreign workers are not cheap. Companies hire them because they're reliable, they have a smile on their face, they come to work every day, and if you take Lloydminster as an example, the fast food would be in big trouble without foreign workers.
And there's a lot that you've brought over, obviously. I mean, you've been in this industry for decades, 3 decades now, is it?
Well, since 2004.
Wow. So you've seen the changes.
Seen the changes, and you know, all of Canada is going more towards the skilled workers. If they're going to bring in 330,000 people a year, they would like them to be skilled.
Yeah. And we were talking a little bit about you being, your company being chosen as one of 2 companies that are doing something special. What is that all about?
IRIS is an international recruitment integrity system, and it's a pilot project that's being designed between the Philippines and Canada. So they did workshops in Canada and the Philippines, and then they screened down companies that they thought would qualify. And in the Philippines, only 4 companies out of 1,800, only 4 are registered today, and we're one of those 4 in the Philippines. And in Canada, only 2 to date, and we're one of the 2.
That's a big deal.
So it's big for us because the companies that don't know where to go, because the recruitment business is not a nice business as a whole. So if you want to bring integrity back into it, it's nice to be part of that program.
And quickly, Bernier had a billboard all over talking about not having immigrants here. Quickly, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the first thing you have to, he hasn't run a business where he couldn't get people to come to work. And he hasn't run a business where they had to shut down at 8 o'clock at night because they ran out of staff. And he's running on people's fears, not on what people know. And when you talk to people that have hired foreign workers, they'll admit right off the bat that they're not cheap. You know, the government makes us pay as industry as much to a foreign worker as we do a Canadian. So there's no freebies out there. So it's sad that people are being led to believe that they're stealing jobs. But anybody in Lloydminster with no job, I would like to say, doesn't want a job.
On that note, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks, Sydney, for being here, and thanks for joining us and giving us a little input on what's going on with foreign workers.
Thank you very much.
Once again, we are back here in Bonnyville at Jenny's Diner and Bakery, and you see the jukebox next to me. It's got that classic 50s feel, and it makes it a great spot, and also will be a part of Canada's Sweetest Bakery contest. You do have until September 30th to get out and vote. Now, they are second in the cupcake and cake category. They used to be first, but now people in Calgary have started to vote for some other shop. So you're definitely going to want to go out and support. You can do that either online or by text, and it's a great thing. You know, they do get a chance, if they win regionals, to learn a little bit from a pastry chef as well. And if they win the whole thing, they actually get to go in person and learn from the pastry chef. So it just improves on the great cupcakes and cakes you can get here already at Jenny's Diner and Bakery. So we're going to have some more from back here again in the next hour. But before we get to that, we're going to head back to the studio where Josh and Abby are going to wrap up the first hour of tonight's news.
Thanks again to Eric Bay out in location earlier this lovely summer day, though a little below seasonal average, as you can see, not quite the 21 degrees we were hoping for, and we're not going to see it the next 7 days either. 17 degrees both Thursday and Friday, bumping up to 18 on Saturday, and then 17 on Sunday, 16 Monday, and another pair of 18s to finish off your 7-day forecast. Again, all of those lows a little below seasonal average as well. So considering we're not getting great summer weather, maybe we should go to one of those and by we, I mean everyone, should go to one of those bake shops and get one of those sweets before school starts.
Yeah, I think that would make things just a little bit better. You know, just a last little summer treat before heading back to school. I always did. My mom would always take me and my sister out after our first day of school for something nice like that. But going ahead of time is also a good option as well.
That obviously, you can only do that really when you get the kind of slow first day where it's get settled in your classes, but you don't have all the homework right away.
Yeah, exactly. The first couple days are pretty easy to get adjusted to, especially if you're in elementary school.
Right.
So those are always nice and relaxing days.
You don't, unfortunately, get many of those when you're in high school or in college, as I'm sure many out there can attest. So remember, we have another hour coming up on CITL. So if you're watching CKSA, switch over, and then we'll continue to answer the question of the day: what was your toughest subject? We're continuing to get people who didn't like math, so expect a few more of those. Once again, though, stick around with us. One more hour in primetime local news.